Interesting to see how David Garrard responds to that sort of negative play. He's going to have to show a lot of resiliency here today against one of the NFL's better defenses.
Now, all season long, Jacksonville has boasted one of the better rushing games in all of football. 164 yards a game on the ground is their average for the season, but they will be minus a very key ingredient today.
Well, they're going to be missing ingredient A, and that is Fred Taylor. He tweaked his hamstring last week in that loss. He's not even suited up today, so a lot of pressure falls on the shoulders of the rookie Maurice Jones-Drew, who's been so capable this year, Greg. He's a touchdown machine, averaging 5.7 yards a carry. That's pretty darn good.
As for the New England Patriots, much is made about the comings and goings on this roster, but the main ingredient, the important part of the machine is still there. That's number 12, Tom Brady.
Yes, sir. Tom Brady is again having a very good year. Called out his teammates last year, said we could practice better, we could listen to the coaches better, and they really responded with a big win last week. Look at what Tom is doing so far here in 06. His numbers are outstanding. 22 touchdown passes. Keep in mind the huge offensive turnover they had this year at the wide receiver position. And how good is the quarterbacking in the AFC? Those numbers aren't good enough to get Tom Brady a trip to Hawaii. That's amazing.
Dan, your Dell Direct game points for the day.
Well, Gregory, let's start off with New England. And you know what? This is their time of year. 'Tis the season. They've been here. They've done that. They know what's at stake today. A win today. They're the AFC East champions. They're dialed in. For Jacksonville, it's all about the short legs and the very broad shoulders of Maurice Jones-Drew. Can he carry this running game today? And finally, for Jacksonville, which team is going to show up? They've been very naughty this year. A couple losses to the Texans as an illustration, but they've been very nice, beating a lot of the NFL's very best teams.
For your Dell Direct game points, log on to CBSSportsline.com. The Jaguars have been near perfect here at home. The Patriots have been killer on the road. Whose holiday mojo works best today? Back after this message. You sweat through training camp, and the crush of the regular season brings your focus and your hopes to this critical showdown. There is great reward for success and disappointment and pain and defeat. The Patriots and the Jaguars looking to be part of the upcoming playoffs on CBS, brought to you in high definition by Sony. Right at the conclusion of our national anthem, the flyover here at Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville, where the Jaguars have won the toss and they have elected to receive. A critical game for the Jaguars and for the New England Patriots too, who have yet to clinch the AFC East. They haven't even clinched a postseason berth.
No, they haven't. You'd think with their record of 10-4 but that's how competitive things are in the AFC, and Bill Belichick has sold his team let's not try to backdoor this. Let's not count on anybody else. Let's do it ourselves.
And right on cue for the kickoff, it has begun to rain. A yard deep in the end zone is Derek Wimbush. Across the 20 to about the 23 or the 24-yard line. That's David Garrard. Drew. It is Drew in the backfield along with Wimbush. And the little guy gets his first carry of the day across the 25 to about the 27. Strong safety, Rodney Harrison. There's number 37.
Huge that he's back after missing the previous 6 games. Huge for the pass.
Garrard gives to Jones-Drew again, and he's across the 30 and fighting his way to about the 32-yard line. That'll leave him a couple of yards short of a first down. Richard Seymour and Rodney Harrison coming up to make the stop. And there's the head man of the Patriots, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, the gray windbreaker is not water repellent. So Bill, keeping a fashion-conscious eye to the sky, goes for weather protection. And 43-year-old Jack Del Rio, the coach on the other side. Again, grim circumstances for these two teams today. They are locked up today, both of them desperately needing it.
3rd and 2, Garrard out of the shotgun. Standard pass rush, throw out into the flat. Jones-Drew shakes a tackle and is across the 40 for a first down.
Well, if you're going to come up and make a tackle, you got to wrap up. You're not going to put a shoulder and knock this guy to the ground. And Asante Samuel comes up and only puts the shoulder. And Jones-Drew, this tough rookie, he's not going down with a hit like that.
Incredible numbers for the youngster out of UCLA. LeBrandon Tofield in the backfield now for the Jaguars. And we have movement up front.
False start, number 36, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That penalty is on Derek Wimbush, and you saw there our referee for the day, Walt Anderson.
And that was a blitz-induced false start. New England had everybody up on the line of scrimmage. Mike Vrabel, Brewski, Rodney Harrison had come all the way up, and in changing things around, the Jags got a little antsy and jumped.
Good look at Mike Wright, number 99, in the middle of that defense in place of Vince Wilfork, who is out today with an ankle injury. This is LeBrandon Tofield, and he's barely back to the 40-yard line. Looks like it'll be about 2nd and 12.
Greg, you know that running yards are going to be hard to come by today. These are two of the best run defenses in the NFL. The Patriots are ranked number 4. The Jaguars ranked number 3. They both give up less than 90 yards a game on the regular season, and the Patriots very good at defending the run on the road as well. So it's every yard's going to be contested today.
This is Maurice Jones-Drew, and there's some tough yardage there to about the 43.
Well, I talked about the strength versus the strength, and that's, we have the great ground game of the Jaguars. You can see that very impressive record at home, 6-1. The Pats 5-1 on the road. That's what championship teams do. They win on the road. Only 9 points a game given up by the Jags at home, and then you look how well the Patriots play on the road. And I'm telling you, that's how you win championships. You start with defending at home, but when you can play as well as New England does on the road, that's when you're in the NFL's elite.
Big 3rd and 9 for Garrard here. Blitzed, throwing to the near side. That's complete, and to midfield, it's going to be short of a first down. Matt Jones is the receiver.
Boy, and Rodney Harrison comes off the near side, and he levels David Garrard. There he is, 37, unblocked. He's hot. Garrard knows it. He waits until the last minute, and looked how smart Harrison was. Hit him with the shoulder and not the helmet.
Head up.
Yep. But he did hit him.
Yes, he did. Troy Brown back at his own 10 to receive the kick coming from Chris Hansen. End over end, far side of the field, bounces inside the 20, inside the 15, and out of bounds. Not a bad kick by Chris Hansen. 36 good yards, and Brady and company are on the field next. Back at Alltel Stadium, and there's the Patriot quarterback Tom Brady, the Rock on offense. 22 touchdowns, 12 picks.
Goes shotgun, first play of the game.
Throwing to the far sideline, and that is complete to Kelvin Kite, the first-year receiver out of Florida. Up front for the Patriots, center Dan Copen leads the charge against the Jaguars' defensive tackle tandem of Henderson and Stroud. And with the rookie running back Lawrence Maroney battling injury, the Pats will rely mostly on the veteran Corey Dillon, the NFL's 15th all-time leading rusher. 9-yard pickup on that pass play, 2nd and 1. Again from the shotgun. Again to the far side, and this pass is too high for Troy Brown. A Jaguars single-season record. Kevin Falk now in the backfield for Brady on 3rd and 1, and sneaks it for the first down and then some. Across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
That's what smart football teams do when they run the quarterback sneak. Take it on a quick count. The defense hasn't even dug in yet. Look at Jacksonville. Those guys aren't even down in their stance. Marcus Stroud, so high in his stance, he's going to get blown 4 yards back off the ball. That's good, smart play by the offensive football team.
So first down for New England out to their own 27-yard line. Brady just throws it at the feet of his intended receiver, Daniel Graham. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, the crowd wants an intentional grounding call, but the reality was there was a receiver right there. That's intentional grounding if there was no receiver, but he as Greg said, he threw it right at the feet of his intended receiver, Graham. So smart play by Brady.
Bill Belichick has 6 wide receivers up and active today.
Well, take one look at this formation. This will tell you why he needs them all.
Throwing again to the far side, and again the completion, and Troy Brown out of bounds for a first down. It's 3 passes to the left side of the field so far.
Well, it's a situation here where New England is so comfortable working out of the shotgun, and they get a matchup. They get a rookie linebacker in Clint Ingram locked up on a wide receiver. You're going to take advantage of that matchup every time. But Tom Brady, keep in mind, there were times when Charlie Weiss was the offensive coordinator. They opened up games with 15, 16 passes in a row.
To give to Corey Dillon his first carry of the day, turns the corner on the outside and is out of bounds, close to the first down marker, maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards shy.
Well, good job here by Dillon of bouncing it to the outside. When you first look at it, it looks like Jacksonville has the contain, but the defensive end of that side doesn't play it well, gets pinned to the inside. Dillon takes advantage.
So Dillon to the sideline, and the rookie Lawrence Maroney onto the field. First round draft pick out of Minnesota.
Who's missed the last 2 games. Bad ribs.
Maroney gets the handoff, and he breaks a tackle and moves forward to about the 47 or 48-yard line. Bobby McCray had a chance to tackle him for a loss and couldn't do it.
Goes to the first down.
Well, Lawrence Maroney has brought so much spark to this offense. Corey Dillon, not a kid anymore in his 10th year, and he has really benefited from a lot of the carries that have gone to Maroney as far as being rested.
On 3rd and 1, and Brady again straight ahead for the first down to the 48.
You'd think the Jacksonville front 4 would start to guess that there's a theme here. 3rd and short, I'd get up and I would get down low and I would dig in a hurry.
It's been pass to the left, run to the left, and a quarterback sneak.
But again, look at the first down formation, back in the shotgun.
Still plenty of time on the play clock. Quick pass, left side, complete, incomplete. Riche Caldwell, the intended receiver. Our first update of the day, JB in New York.
All right, Greg, let's take a look at the Giants effective on the first series. Eli Manning play action up top, hooking up with Plaxico Burress, 55-yard strike, 10th touchdown reception of the season for Burress. 7-0 Giants back to Dan Dierdorf and the double-dipping basketball football, Greg Gumbel.
Thank you, JB. New York Giants badly in need of a win, as you can see there. Losers of 5 of their last 6. Brady and Maroney. Maroney across midfield, out of bounds, just short. Or at the 45-yard line. Once again, back to New York, James Brown.
All right, Greg, Ron Dane putting together his 3rd straight game with a rushing touchdown here, scoring for Houston. That puts Houston up. Houston has never beaten the Colts. They're 0-9 on top. 7-0 Greg and Dan.
All right, JB, and you thought double dipping only referred to ice cream. 3rd and 4. Kevin Falk in motion to the top of your screen. On the move this time. He motions his receiver back to him, and the pass is ruled complete at the 23-yard line to Jabbar Gaffney.
What a throw. Now what? The Patriots are going to try to snap this before Jacksonville can try to challenge.
Too late. The flag is already out.
Jack Del Rio taking no chances. Let's look at it right there. I don't think the ball was put away. The question's going to be possession and feet.
The feet are in. The question is, did he have control?
Oh, I'm not so sure the right foot was in.
Back at Alltel Stadium, in the interest of Christmas spirit, Dan, I'm going to concede you may have a point.
Yeah, by the time Gaffney has possession, his right foot there is off the ground. The first time it comes back down, it's well out of bounds. Walt Anderson needs some conclusive evidence. I think he's got it. This is, I think, pretty clear cut. That's not a catch. And Jack Del Rio, keep in mind, was probably about 12 yards away on the same sideline, and he might have set the record for how quickly he challenged him.
Tom Brady was in hurry-up mode to get a snap off, and Del Rio wasn't going to let it happen.
No, Brady was still 5 yards from the line of scrimmage before Big Jack was out on the field.
Still a little bit of a light sprinkle. It's an overcast day here in Jacksonville. Walt Anderson's made his decision. Here we go.
After reviewing the play, when the receiver finally gains possession of the ball, the right foot is off the ground. It is an incomplete pass. Jacksonville is not charged with a timeout. It is 4th and 4 on the 45-yard line.
Well, I think Walt Anderson's description was exactly right. See, there is final possession, and really not even close.
And here is Todd Sauerbrunn, the new punter signed just this week by the New England Patriots. Started the season with the Denver Broncos, suspended 4 weeks for violating the league's substance abuse policy. When he came off that suspension, waived by the Broncos, signed this week to replace the regular punter Ken Walter. Alvin Pearman is deep inside of his own 5. Sauerbrunn pops it high and short, and the fair catch is called for and made at the 22-23 line. I don't know what was more exciting, the punt or the catch. .com. Fred Taylor, not active today, hoping to recover from the hamstring and return to the lineup next week. Meanwhile, Maurice Jones-Drew, the lone back behind David Garrard, on first down. Garrard to Jones-Drew, up the sideline. Roosevelt Colvin forced him out. He has been quite the spark plug for this Jacksonville team, hasn't he?
Talking to him back in August, he was so upset. He's officially listed at 5'7". He was really offended at the combine. The NFL scouts wanted to measure him at 5'6", and he was having none of it. I guess the difference between 5'6" and 5'7" is really more than just an inch. For him, it was big.
Garrard to throw. Running out of time and throws from the sideline incomplete. Batted down by Asante Samuel, intended for Reggie Williams. It'll be 3rd and 5.
There are a lot of the candidates for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Pretty impressive company. Colston got off to that fabulous start in New Orleans. Vince Young, I think everyone's pretty much aware of what he's done after he got the starting job in Tennessee, but 13 touchdowns for Maurice Jones-Drew. That is extremely impressive.
He's in the backfield on 3rd and 5. The give to Jones-Drew, and pushing and close to a first down at the 34.
Now, that contact and that finish is not what you expect from a guy 5'7". That was Teddy Bruschi he met right there in the hole, and that is why Maurice Jones-Drew has turned a lot of heads in the NFL.
Told us the other day he came into camp dead last on the depth chart. A lot of things helped him, including the injury to fullback Greg Jones, but he's proven himself. Doesn't get much here as he crosses the 35 to about the 36-yard line.
What did he say? He said that other guys like to run around people. I like to pick out a shoulder pad and finish. And that was an excellent illustration of how to finish a run. And look, that is not a tall guy there, folks.
We asked him if he knows Reggie Bush. He says, yeah, we know each other. I have his number, but I don't want to bother him.
Well, of course, both of them played collegiately in Los Angeles. Bush at USC, Jones-Drew at UCLA.
This is Jones-Drew again, and this time hit at the 35 by big Mike Wright. All 6'4", 295 pounds of him. To JB in New York.
Speaking of big, Greg, Ron Dane is, after Joseph Adai fumbled, Dane rushes for his second touchdown of the afternoon. 9 carries, 43 yards, 2 touches, 14-0 Houston over the coach. Ron Dane, boy, talk about a rebirth. 5 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. Greg and Dan.
Well, evidence of the last few weeks is that if you're going to be reborn as a running back, you're going to do it against the Indianapolis Colts.
Good point there. And everybody in Jacksonville, they don't want to hear anything else about Houston. They lost to the Texans twice this year.
Yeah, you're not telling them anything new. And whistle before the snap. And a timeout was called. Timeout was called before the snap by New England.
First charge timeout, New England.
3:17 to play in the first. Happy holidays. They team up with CBS for more coverage this season. Maurice Jones-Drew in the backfield. 3rd and 8 for Garrard. Garrard under pressure this side, complete to Jones-Drew, diving and coming up about a yard or 2 short of the first down. James Sanders, the safety, making the stop.
And a key stop it was, too. Because I think Jacksonville got the matchup they wanted. They got a one-on-one out there, and that time Sanders was the winner, making the open field tackle.
That's Kevin Falk. That 10.6 average, as you see, 6th best in the National Football League. High snap, Hansen handles it and gets it away. Not very well. And finally corralled by the Jaguars at about the 31 or 32-yard line. 27-yard punt. It is not a holiday season for the punters, at least not. Oh.
Jeez. Just imagine if it wasn't a 0-0 game, how excited they get.
Corey Dillon in the backfield. First down, New England, their own 31-yard line. Brady with time, running out of time now, and bolts up the middle. Slides down at the 35-yard line, a pickup of about 4. Maybe 4.5 yards. You know, we were talking about, as we saw Houston with a 2-touchdown lead over Indianapolis, and I asked Jack Del Rio the other day, you know, well, how can this team be so up and down? Talking about the Jaguars with 2 losses to Houston, and Jack Del Rio says that this league is a lot closer than a lot of people give it credit for. That old any given Sunday theory. This is Corey Dillon. Corey Dillon out across the 40 to about the 43 or 44 and a first down for the Patriots.
You know, he really makes a valid point, Greg, about, you know, the parody of it all, but this one right down here, I'm sorry, that leaves a mark. But look at the look at this. Look at the quality of the teams that they have beaten. So it tells you that if by chance Jacksonville gets into the playoffs, I'm not sure you want to play them because they seem to bring their A game against an A opponent.
Brady spreads the field now on first down as we come up on 70 seconds to play in the first quarter. Pass near side. That's complete. Close to midfield. Troy Brown with the catch and out of bounds. Well, I brought up the possibility to you last night. What if Jacksonville wins today and doesn't make the postseason? They went 7-1 at home on the season.
Well, Obviously, they flubbed up on the road.
You betcha.
It does seem, you'd think when you grub stake yourself to 7 wins on your home schedule that with those 8 on the road, you ought to be able to come out with enough to make the playoffs.
On 2nd and 4, Lawrence Maroney across midfield, and a penalty marker comes in late. And another one comes in.
John Henderson dragged him down. I don't know if these flags were related to the tackle or the blocking that was going on around it.
Personal foul. Grabbing the face mask. Number 98, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, right there with the left hand. Oh, yeah, John Henderson got the left hand on the face mask of Maroney and didn't let it go. Pulled him all the way down to the ground with it. That's a good call by the officials. That is if you grab it and get it out of there in a hurry, you might be able to get away with the 5-yard variety, but no, not with that one where you drag them all the way down.
John Henderson and his running mate at defensive tackle, Marcus Stroud. First down, the ball just across the 35-yard line of the Jaguars. Brady, good protection, far side, complete. David Thomas, the tight end. And with that, time will run down here in the first quarter at Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville. Patriots and the Jaguars scoreless. We're back after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Jacksonville. There's Byron Leftwich, the injured quarterback for the Jaguars. 2nd and 4 for Brady. Over the middle. That's complete to Caldwell. And Caldwell wrestled down short of a first down at the 26.
That's a good tackle that time by Brian Williams. Because when this pass was completed, you see it's just a shallow crossing pattern. Blocked up Williams all the way, but he didn't allow Caldwell to get upfield. That whole tackle was going horizontal, and it looked like he was going to easily pick up a first down, but that tackle forces a 3rd and 1.
Wesley Britt, first-year tackle from Alabama, has come on for the Patriots, and this run goes nowhere for Heath Evans.
Yeah, that's the first time on 3rd and short that the Patriots didn't run a quarterback sneak. Maybe they ought to go back to the sneak. The Patriots, by the way, love to go for it on 4th down. They are well within field goal range, but they've gone for it on 4th down 19 times so far this year and made 15 of them.
This is number 20.
15 out of 19. That's a heck of a percentage.
Brady keeping it, looking for the first down. Penalty markers down.
False start. Number 12, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
TB started a little too soon.
Well, you don't see that every day, a false start called on the quarterback.
So now the field goal unit comes on, the rookie Stephen Gostkowski. And as you mentioned, a new holder.
And keep in mind, it's been raining, so the field's a little slick. His plant foot's going to be very critical.
Matt Castle is the holder. Good job on the place down. The kick is on its way, and it is good.
Ooh, did he have a little draw on that? That looked like it was going to go wide right, and he hooked it right back in.
11 straight field goals for the rookie, Stephen Gostkowski. This one gets the Patriots on the board first. 3-0 New England. Number 16 there is second-string quarterback Matt Castle, who did a good job on the hole for the Gostkowski field goal. And Gostkowski set to kick it away as the Patriots have grabbed a 3-0 lead with 13:19 to play here in the first half. Wimbush Tofield, deep. From the 4-yard line, this is Wimbush with blockers in front of him. And out across the 25. Let's go back to that kick, Dan.
Well, first of all, watch the snap. It's kind of low and away, but watch the laces. They're facing us. But then look at the action on this ball. Starts right, whoop, just like it had a string attached.
Santa with some prime seating here at Alltel Stadium.
Of course. Doesn't he need to get going, though?
It's been Maurice Jones-Drew for much of the day here for Jacksonville. And he gets the handoff here. And squirms free. Still free, and there he goes. "74 yards. Now the Patriots say he was stopped.
Well, no official has said that. New England arguing that he was either stopped in his forward progress or something, a knee touched the ground. Let's take a look at it. Oh, well, he hits his own man. He bounces off his own man and hits the ground.
Here comes Bill Belichick trotting upfield. Rodney Harrison had a conversation with Walt Anderson, and now Belichick throws the flag.
Let's see, does a New England Patriot touch him? He's certainly down by contact, but the contact was with his own player.
Ty Warren was the one who forced, looks like Kyle Brady, number 80.
New England is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was not down by contact.
The first player to touched him after he was up.
While Walt Anderson still considers the replay, take another look, listen for whistles, and see if he is knocked down by a Patriot.
I could hear no whistles blow there at all. Tully Banta Kane had a Matthias Kiwanuka moment there when he had him and let him go.
After reviewing the play, it is a touchdown. New England is charged with their second timeout.
Well, lost in all of our studying the replays, what a play by Maurice Jones-Drew. We talked earlier about finishing plays. That is how you finish a play.
The longest of the season. 74 yards for Jacksonville, their second longest in Jacksonville history. Fred Taylor had one for 77.
I think in our Dell direct game points at the middle, what'd we say? Short legs, broad shoulders. Both came into play there.
Josh Scobie for the extra point. High snap. The place down is good. Maurice Jones-Drew, 7th straight game. He scored a rushing touchdown. David Garrard likes it. 7-3 Jacksonville. There's Tully Banta Kane, who had Maurice Drew once Drew popped up off of the ground.
Well, just so we don't single him out entirely, Artrell Hawkins, the safety, was right there as well, but Kane actually had his hands around him and had Jones-Drew wrapped up and turned him loose.
Josh Scobie, the kick for the first time today for Jacksonville, leads the NFL with 20 touchbacks. This won't be one of them. From a yard deep, it's Ellis Hobbs. Slips down at the 20-yard line and slides forward to the 23. Had plenty of running room too and lost his footing. We remind you, you can get the latest scores, stats, and highlights from around the league on your mobile phone, and you can access it all by going to NFL.com and clicking on NFL Mobile. Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf, and our CBS Sports crew here in Jacksonville wishing you and yours wonderful happy holidays. 12:54 to play in the first half. And Brady will start from the shotgun. With time, wide open, Troy Brown, 35, 40, out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Deion Grant wrapped him up there. That's a quick first down for New England.
Boy, and you can really see New England's offensive strategy. It is to set up whatever running game they're going to have by the pass. The vast majority of their first down plays have been out of the position. And that old adage of you run to set up the pass, I think is that is a little dated in this modern era of the NFL.
This is Dillon, and Dillon is smacked back at the 38-yard line by Paul Spicer. Forward progress is going to be marked at the 39.
Well, Spicer is a beneficiary here of Corey Dillon have to alter where he wanted to go. Now that is a pretty good job of destroying Daniel Graham, the tight end that's trying to block you. But you can see right there, Ingram's upfield, and when Dillon cuts it outside, Paul Spicer, just a blue-collar, hard-working, the kind of defensive end every team in the league would like to have. Not glamorous, but steady.
And with time winding down on the play clock, we get a timeout. 11:39 to play in the first half.
Rated E.
It has been a pretty successful New England Patriots team in the month of December. And as you just mentioned during the timeout, Dan, it's part of the reason why we won't see this team panic down just 7-3.
It's a very confident football team. They are, when you win a bunch of Super Bowls, the old been there, done that scenario takes over.
New England is out of timeouts for the rest of this half. Brady over the middle, and that's complete, and down at the 41 is Richey Caldwell.
Tom gets a really good look at this. The pocket forms behind him. He's got all the room in the world to throw, but he throws the ball way behind Richey Caldwell. Caldwell had no chance to run with it after the catch because he had to stop. Tom would like to have that pass over. It goes down as a completion, but it was not a really good throw.
And the Jaguars now with a chance to make a bid for some good field position. 3rd and 10. Brady down at the 34. Spicer and Marcus Stroud.
Oh, and Tom gets caught right in the sandwich. That is a big hit from Spicer, but listen to him get hit. Right between Spicer coming from the right, and then he hits Marcus Stroud coming in from the left. And that is a dangerous place for a quarterback to be.
Back to receive at his own 23 is Rashean Mathis. Sauerbrunn with a better kick this time, and the fair catch made at the 26-yard line. And we have a marker down.
Flag down.
It's against New England.
Holding, number 46, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And they're going to make him re-kick it again.
All right, there's Corey Mays, number 46, right in the middle. And you can see he gets kind of caught by surprise and just wheels and grabs Gerald Sensabaugh and buries him. Some holding are a little more obvious than other. That was a pretty good bulldog move.
It's more like a roundup.
The only thing missing was a lasso. And smart move here by Jacksonville. Make him kick again. Little fatigue factor. The guys have got to sprint 45 yards one more time.
Todd Sauerbrunn, remember, this is his first action of the season. Three-time Pro Bowler and 12-year veteran.
If you call what a punter does as action, I think you're being very liberal with that word.
How about his first game time of the season?
There you go. That's good.
The worst kick this time. And bouncing, and Rasheed Mathis is going to let it roll, and it's just inside the 40-yard line. Much better field position this time around after the 37-yard punt. To New York and JB.
Hey, Greg and Dan, after spotting Houston a 14-0 lead, the Colts come back and tie it up as Peyton Manning hooks up with Aaron Moorhead, a 9-yard strike. Manning went over 4,000 yards passing on that series, doing it for his 7th season. Moving him past Dan Marino. Back to Greg and Dan.
Jeez, imagine that. The Colts rather fall behind and have to go to their passing game. What a terrible thing for them to have to do.
I'm more concerned with how Marino's holding up back in the studio. First down. This is Maurice Jones-Drew. What a day he has had already.
He has been a busy guy. He has been the Jacksonville offense in both the passing game, breaking tackles right there. He picks up a first down to keep a Jaguar drive alive. And then this all hustle, being smart enough to realize that nobody from New England touched him, totally surprising the Patriots defense. How about that? 117 total yards from scrimmage already in this game for Maurice Jones-Drew, the rookie.
On 2nd and 8, Garrard, quick drop, quick throw, near side. Ernest Wilford wrapped up by Asante Samuel. You know, going back to Maurice, he says he's learned so much from Fred Taylor. And we said, well, what's the thing you've learned the most? He said it's how to be patient. He said when Fred tells you to be patient, you be patient.
Well, he's smart enough to learn from somebody who's been there. There's Fred Taylor. He's been the main man of this franchise for the last 9 years. And that's why I think when Fred went down with that hamstring pull last week, there wasn't panic in the Jacksonville camp because they knew who they could turn to.
3rd and 4. Garrard over the middle, had it batted back, incomplete.
Oh, he hit the umpire. Oh my Lord, he hit Garth DeFelice, the umpire. There's the umpire right in the middle of the screen. Right in the side of the head. He's going to take this. He turns a little bit at the last minute, but it looks like it hits him right in the ear. And folks, a football is really hard. And David Garrard had something on that, and that'll leave a mark.
Well, he's still on the ground and talking.
There's no more dangerous place on the football field than where the umpire has to stand. You know, and sometimes people are critical because you'll see a receiver running a pattern that'll get his legs tangled up with an umpire, but I'm surprised that these guys don't get hurt more often than they do.
And you might hear people ask, well, didn't he see it coming? That's not what he's looking at.
No, he's looking at the line play. He's looking to see whether the guards are holding a defensive tackle. He's trying to monitor what's going on at the line of scrimmage, and unfortunately, because of his proximity to the line of scrimmage, it can come at him not just from the front, but it can come from both sides, and he can even get it from a defender who's coming up from the secondary trying to make a tackle. Tough spot to be.
Well, it looks like Garth is sitting up now.
There'll be a rotation among the crew if DeFelice can't continue here.
It's like Walt Anderson's already talking about that. Looks like a big red welt right below his ear on the side of his neck.
Garth has been around a long time. I'm sure this isn't the first time that he's been dropped during a game. Kind of got the old.
And look at David.
Got the old player look to him, doesn't he?
David Garrard coming over. Hey, you dropped that one on me.
Yeah. Mixed feelings, I think, from David Garrard. He's sorry he's hurt, but at the same time, he would have liked to have converted that 3rd down.
End result is a punting situation for the Jaguars. Hanson's kick. This one's going to drift out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. Out of bounds at the New England 18-yard line. As Tom Brady comes back onto the field once again, we want to thank the MetLife Blimp for providing today's aerial coverage of all the drama below. Look for Snoopy 1 and Snoopy 2 when they pass through a town near you. Wouldn't that be passing over a town near you?
It would be passing over. Great turnout here at the stadium. A lot of folks got their Christmas shopping done early so they could be here on Christmas Eve. They know the importance of this game to their Jags.
Jaguars in the hunt. Patriots assured of nothing as yet. First down, Brady and company from their own 18. Pulls it down this side, screens it the other way to Daniel Graham, and Graham shakes a tackle and out over the 20 to about the 24-yard line. Terry Cousin comes up for the stop. 7-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and 3.
Well, Rasheed Mathis, elected to the Pro Bowl this year, was the first Jaguar to come up on the force, and he didn't get elected to the Pro Bowl by being an open field tackler. That was more of a little shove.
Lawrence Maroney behind Brady. Maroney with the football. Still on his feet and right at that first down marker.
Sure is a lot easier game when you pick up 7 yards on first down. It doesn't take anything spectacular on second down then to move the chains. And Lawrence Maroney is a breakaway guy for the Patriots. He's the guy that can make a big play, but again, keep in mind, he's coming back from missing 2 games with that rib cartilage.
Brady finds his man, Falk. And forward progress is going to be marked close to the 35.
And again, how close to a running game is this first down passing game of the Patriots? They have not yet stretched the field. They really haven't gone deep. They're working out of the spread formation, but Tom Brady is working the ball pretty close proximity to the line of scrimmage. I think sooner or later here they ought to try to stretch the field, catch the Jaguars sitting on a route.
On 2nd and 4. That is complete out close to the 40-yard line to number 13, Bam Childress, first-year receiver out of Ohio State.
And that was, again, a tough throw by Tom Brady. Childress makes one heck of a catch going down. Look at that. Look at that hands catch and then keeping the ball from hitting the ground. That was outstanding work by a guy just activated.
Just elevated from the practice squad. 8th different receiver Brady has thrown to today. First down, New England, their own 40. Brady throws outside. That is complete to Kevin Falk. And Brady just standing back there picking and choosing.
But again, the ball doesn't seem to be going exactly where Tom would like to put it. That was an outstanding catch by Falk. You know, look at this throw from, look at this. It's a little lower and to the outside. Tom didn't want to put that ball there. That is just another excellent work, a job by a New England receiver of getting the football.
On the ground with Maroney, and Maroney with a first down across midfield to the 46 of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 9th first down of the day for the New England Patriots.
When you heard that pop, Maroney finished this run. Listen to this. He is right there on Sensabaugh.
.450 to play in the first half. Brady starts his man in motion. Throwing over the middle, and that is complete inside the 40 to Troy Brown.
Now
This
that
is a
ball,
methodical march downfield.
and that ball was low, and that is where Tom wanted to put it. Clint Ingram, the linebacker, was all over Troy Brown, and Tom puts this ball in a position where only Troy Brown can make the play on it.
Good job by Troy Brown.
Yeah, these New England receivers, running backs, receivers, they are going after the football. They're fighting for their quarterback.
This is Falk. And Kevin Falk has a first down inside the 35-yard line.
Well, the pattern on this drive and for most of the game, throw on first down, run on second and third. They are converting a lot of first downs here by running the football when they're only needing 2, 3, and 4 yards. That's because of their success on first.
Brady had that one batted down up the middle.
Yeah, and these Jacksonville defensive linemen are going to start wising up here on first down. Tom's getting rid of the ball in a hurry. You're not going to get there and sack him, so get up in the air, elevate, and bat it.
Paul Spicer.
Paul Spicer's playing a pretty good first half so far.
You know, you mentioned it, Dan. I never believed that if you could run to set up the pass, that you couldn't pass to set up the run.
See, you were just ahead of your time.
There you go.
Sid Gilman, Don Coryell, Greg Gumbel.
On second and 10. Brady gonna run. 30 and diving to the 25-yard line, and that's very close to another first down. They'll come up about a yard shy.
No hook slide there. Tom Brady goes head first to pick up the first down, or close to it. Let's see the exact spot. Right there, it looked like he was going to do a hook slide, and then he broke up field. That brings up a third and short.
Brady has pulled off the quarterback sneak a couple of times. He'll go back to the shotgun for this one. Quick pass out to the side, complete for the first down, close to the 20-yard line to Jabbar Gaffney. And we have a marker down.
51, defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
That's against Clint Ingram.
He's coming in, and he's... Oh, and then he just... Clint Ingram, the rookie. Yep, there was... I know what people are going to say. Are you kidding me that that's a personal foul? He had no reason to touch Tom Brady, though.
It's against the rule.
Yeah, he had no reason to touch him. He actually took 2 extra steps. Right there, stop. Don't go up there and hit him with a forearm. Walt Anderson is back behind it. He doesn't see that it was that gentle of a hit.
On first and goal, Kevin Falk to about the 6.
You know, Walt Anderson is... Tom Brady is between Anderson and Ingram. All he sees is a guy take 2 extra steps and put a forearm into the chest of the quarterback. That's really not smart.
2 minutes to play at Alltel Stadium. Patriots trail, but they're threatening. That's Terry Brown, the field judge. He's moved into the umpire's position. Garth DeFelice, we are told, being taken to the hospital just to be checked out. He was hit in the neck. And Tom Brady with the sneak to the goal line. Right at the goal line.
Jacksonville has got to wake up on the defensive line of scrimmage about the quarterback sneak. These guys aren't even looking at Tom Brady, much less ready to defend a running play. That is way too easy. And the quarterback way too cerebral to not take advantage of something like that if you're going to serve it up.
Mike Vrabel is in the New England lineup. He has 8 career receptions, all for touchdowns. But the give is to Corey Dillon. How's that for a methodical move from one end of the field to the other by the New England Patriots offense.
And aided, I must say, a little bit by some not smart football on the part of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ingram's roughing the quarterback, good for 15 yards. That really 5-yard, really easy quarterback sneak. And then this outstanding blocking to the right side of the line. Corey Dillon not even touched going into the end zone.
Gostkowski's kick out of Castle's hold is good. 1:17 to play. 14 plays, 82 yards. Patriots lead 10-7. Just 1:17 to play in the first half. There's the Patriots scoring drive, capped off by Corey Dillon. Touchdown run from a yard out. His 11th rushing touchdown of the season. This is Derek Wimbush up the middle to about the 25-yard line. While we have a moment coming up on the Sprint halftime report. James Brown, Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, Boomer Esiason. They'll have all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
One thing the Jaguars have done is that Wimbush is now returning kickoffs. That's normally Maurice Jones-Drew, but because he's having to do the heavy lifting from the running back position, they're letting Wimbush do it, and I think they're going to miss a little explosiveness in their return game.
Gerard out of the shotgun. And the screen for Jones-Drew with a blocker. Tripped up at the 35-yard line by James Sanders, or that would have gone for a lot more.
I love a well-executed screen. It's still one of the best-looking plays in football, and it was run awfully well that time by Jacksonville.
Jacksonville burns a timeout here and stops the clock with 63 seconds to play.
Pretty good first half here for old Maurice Jones-Drew. See, he hides up in there acting like he's a blocker. He gets his lineman out in front. Chris Naoli had a good block to spring one there. Brad Meester, the center.
Josh Scobie hoping to get a shot.
That would be from the 35, which would be about a 52-yarder.
Scobie this season has hit from 48 yards out 3 times. Straight drop for Gerard. Jones-Drew. And this time wrapped up for nothing. Back to the 35.
They try to screen to the right side and then try to screen to the left side, and the Patriots were sitting on that.
From one hyphenated name to another. Maurice Jones-Drew brought down by Tully Banta-Cain.
Well, that was an excellent piece of work. The one hyphen got the other hyphen, but those were the two guys that met on the long touchdown run earlier, and Banta-Cain let him go, thinking he was down. I imagine it'll be quite some time before he's able to get that out of his head.
54 seconds to play. The Jaguars have used their second timeout and down to their last one now.
Tully Banta-Cain, by the way, became a starter when the Patriots lost Junior Seau for the season with a broken arm. So this capable backup and special teams maven now ends up being a starter. He's got 5.5 sacks.
And he moved in, and Mike Vrabel moved to the inside.
Typical Patriots. Guys slide all around the place.
Gerard throwing to the near side. Complete to Reggie Williams, and that'll be well short of the first down.
I think the Patriots will be more than happy to give up about a 2-yard completion.
It'll be third and about 9. Can we say Bill Belichick is looking dapper today? I would.
I think so too. I think a lot of people think anything as far as an upgrade from the gray sweatshirt is a fashion improvement.
Gerard going to give it to Jones-Drew. Trying the left side. Running room. And right at the first down marker, no, they're going to put him at the 45, about a yard short. And we have a penalty marker. Let's see who's guilty here. Jaguars are moving back. And we have an injured Patriot on the field. That's Ellis Hobbs.
Patriots have been doing a lot of juggling in their secondary.
Illegal blocking back. Number 19. Offense. 10-yard penalty. It's still third down.
Penalty is on the wide receiver, Ernest Wilford.
And that's good news. Hobbs is up and walking off without a noticeable limp. But, you know, they've already got a couple guys on IR. Randall Gay's on IR. Eugene Wilson went on IR. The good news is that they got Rodney Harrison back today after missing a half a dozen games.
Boy, if Jack Del Rio, one guy who can't feel any sympathy for anybody else who's suffering injuries, look at the key people that he has lost on his football team this season.
I think they have like 16 people altogether on injured reserve.
3rd and 19. Jones-Drew. And pulls his way forward.
Look at this guy.
To about the 37.
Teddy Bruschi has him wrapped up, all but stopped, all but planted, and this kid keeps going. Watch this. Here's Bruschi. Now right there. Now that's Teddy Bruschi we're talking about. That's not chopped liver. He's still going. This guy's legs don't have any quit in them.
Maurice Jones-Drew up over 100 yards rushing at 106, and that's where the first half will come to an end. 10 carries, 106 yards rushing for Maurice Jones-Drew, with the Jacksonville Jaguars on the short end of a 10-7 score.
I'd escort the kid right to a recliner and let him get some rest here at halftime. He's going to have a busy second half because single-handedly he's keeping his team in it.
New England needing a win to win the AFC East title. Jacksonville just wants to stay alive. 10-7 New England. Back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. This is the NFL on CBS.
And welcome to New York and the Sprint halftime report. Those of you watching New England at Jacksonville, Baltimore at Pittsburgh. I'm James Brown along with my colleagues Dan, Shannon, and Boomer as we get right to it, talking about New England at Jacksonville first. Dan.
And Maurice Jones-Drew, watch this here. Little guy he bounces off his right guard, and they think he's down. New England Patriots, they give him a gift. He goes up the middle on Christmas. That's a nice gift. 74 yards for a touchdown. What do you call him, Shannon?
Pocket Hercules.
Yeah, the pocket Hercules went 74 yards. And Tom Brady under pressure a lot in the first half. Stroud comes up with the sack. Then Corey Dillon, New England, comes back 1-yard touchdown. New England back on top.
Jones-Drew, 7th straight game with a rushing touchdown ties. Who, Dan?
Curtis Dickey.
Curtis Dickey, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, Indianapolis Colts, Texas A&M.
All right, Shannon.
Vince Young in the shotgun. Play fake to Lindell White. Get pressure. Step to the right. Bobby Wade, 22-yard touchdown. Titans on top, JB. Here, a 1-yard TD run. What you talking about, Willis McGahee on this touchdown? Now they're back in front, Buffalo. That's Travis Henry. What can you do, Travis Henry? I can horse the jack, I can lay a track, I can pick and shovel too long. Now Harry Belafonte talking about John Henry, but you get the idea. Vince Young, he's throwing this ball really well, but this time he's not going to throw it. Touchdown run, 36 yards. Vince Young. Who passed on Vince Young? You shouldn't have did that.
20-16 Titans. All right. Loser eliminated from the playoffs. Boom, Colts, Texans.
Hey, guys, why are the Colts not going to win the Super Bowl? Right here. Watch this. Ron Dane. This is his second touchdown run of the day. Texans go up 14-0. Texans already have 203 yards of total offense, but back comes Peyton Manning. He finds his favorite receiver, Marvin Harrison. 37-yard touchdown reception. Nice play-action fake. Way to get behind the safeties. Back he comes to Aaron Moorhead, his tight end. Look at that ball. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Still held on to by the tight end, but back come the Texans. David Devonta Leach. He goes in for the touchdown, 21-14, but they cannot stop the run in Indianapolis.
Houston has never beaten the Colts. They're 0-9. Shannon.
Baltimore Ravens here. Steve McNair missed time last week. Up top. Down below, Mark Clayton, 6 for 97, and a tub at the half. Play fake to Jamal. Comes out the backside. Go stiff arm Larry Foot. Get off it. Tries to stiff arm Joey Porter, excuse me. Play fake. Daniel Wilcox. It's going down. Meet me in the end zone. Here, play fake here. Heath Miller back in the end zone.
Young drove.
You got ourselves a ball game day. Good job. Young drove 14-7 at the half. Ravens.
Boy, last 6 quarters against the Ravens, only 7 points for Pittsburgh. All right, boom.
Could this be the last game at home for Tiki Barber? Well, it sure looks that way, but back comes Eli Manning.
8 games, 4 in a row.
JB, we were talking about this, how I thought that the New Orleans Saints would be able to take this game offensively. Well, here it is. Marcus Colson, nice catch there from a pass from Drew Brees. They go up 13-7 as the second quarter winds down.
All right. Boy, I love that well-oiled machine here. That's the way it's supposed to be. Back to the second half of your game right after this.
And squirms free. 74 yards. The give is to Corey Dillon. And back at Alltel Stadium, a look at the numbers at halftime, where you see defense really has played well on both sides of the field today. There isn't too much to pick from, although time of possession heavily favors the New England Patriots. Happy holidays, everyone, along with Dan Deerdorf, Greg Gumbel. Interesting first half, to say the very least.
And the score, I think, may be the least surprising thing of all, that this would be a close, hard-fought, defensive-oriented battle. Keep in mind, in the playoffs last year, Greg, remember it was 7-3 at halftime, and then the Patriots exploded in the second half. I think that's something the Jags got to keep in the back of their mind right now. We've got to keep this close going into the fourth quarter. New England has a penchant for stretching it out early here in the second half.
I can't imagine that the offensive philosophy of the New England Patriots is going to change very much. Tom Brady able to pick his receivers at will the first half.
Well, and they averaged 5.3 yards every time they had a first down play. That is good work, and it's really set up their drives.
From the 1-yard line, this is Ellis Hobbs. To the 20, and not much beyond that, as he was hit by David Richardson, third-year defensive back out of Cal Poly. And here comes Tom Brady. 14 out of 19 in the first half for 99 yards. Also carried the ball 5 times for 24 yards.
And no turnovers in the first half, which leads you to believe that if there's one here in the second half, it could be a difference maker.
Once again, keep in mind, a victory for the Patriots means the AFC East title, their 5th in 6 years. Pretty much a standard formation. Fakes the pass, throws the screen the other way, and this is Heath Evans. And Evans wrestled down at about the 23-yard line by Marcus Stroud. We were talking to big Marcus on the telephone the other day, and we said, by the way, how's your running mate, John Henderson? He goes, funny, he's sitting right here beside me. We're going to get something to eat. And said, who's buying? He said, that's a good question.
Well, there's the two of them right in the middle, 98, 99, a bunch of Pro Bowls between the two of them. Marcus went to 3 consecutive Pro Bowls, didn't get elected this year. Rashean Mathis, the only Jaguar elected to the Pro Bowl.
2nd and 8. Give us to Maroney. And Maroney fights his way to about the 28, maybe the 29, where Marcus Stroud makes the stop. Both sides in this game were a little stunned at the fact that they only are sending 1 player to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, the only player from the other side is Richard Seymour. And you're right. I think Bill Belichick said it best when he talked. I think he's speaking for Jack Del Rio. He said, it's hard for me to look at my defensive football team and think there's only 1 Pro Bowl football player on this team. These are 2 of the league's best defenses, and each one of them only has a single representative.
Jacksonville looking for a stop here on 3rd and 3. Brady throws far side. That is complete to Jabbar Gaffney, who's been a big receiver for Brady today, and he has a first down.
Well, this high percentage controlled passing game of the Patriots today is really working. Nothing spectacular is happening, but just in chunks of 4, 5, 6, 7 yards at a time, they are moving chains.
You look at Brady's passing. I don't think you can say by any stretch of the imagination that either quarterback has tried to stretch the field.
No, I was just going to say stretch is something we haven't seen.
10 different receivers Brady has picked out today. This side, complete. David Thomas, the tight end, inside the 35, to the 30, and finally knocked out of bounds.
Well, that's what could happen when you're sticking to that short passing game and somebody misses a tackle. A routine 5-yard completion becomes a big play. This completion was caught about 3 yards downfield. And then David Thomas makes it all happen.
36-yard pickup to the 27.
David Thomas, probably the least surprised guy in the NFL at what Vince Young has done. They were together all those years together at Texas.
This is Dillon trying to turn the corner and knocked out of bounds at the 22. You know, the more you see Vince Young, the more you realize it's the norm for him and not an anomaly with all these. Oh, at halftime, did you see the touchdown run?
We saw those highlights at halftime. It's like the Red Sea parts when he runs. He just seems to pick an area where there's nobody there. And right now, things are getting mighty serious for Jacksonville, with their backs to their goal line and the Patriots on the verge of expanding their lead. They need a play.
Play clock down to 5. Here comes the blitz. Brady over the middle. And did that bounce or is it caught? Incomplete. Intended for Troy Brown. The Jaguars exercising a little pressure on Brady.
And you saw Terry Brown, our substitute umpire, in there making the call that the ball bounces.
In the first half, the man who started at the umpire position, Garth DeFelice, took a David Garrard pass in the side of the neck. He's been taken to the hospital to be examined, and the field judge, Terry Brown, has moved into the umpire position. 3rd and 5. Brady going to throw for the end zone. Diving catch and a touchdown. David Thomas.
Oh, and I can tell you right now, Jack Del Rio wants to see a replay of this. He wants to see how close was that football to bouncing off the ground. And did David Thomas have complete control of the ball? Boy, does he lay out for this ball. Led perfectly by Tom Brady. Look how Tom lays this ball out there. Thomas has to leave his feet, and this is going to tell us. Well, it looks to me like keep in mind the call on the field was a touchdown. It looks like he put that ball away. It looked like he did a good job of tucking it up to his body and rolling over. Meanwhile, that safety, Deion Grant, having to limp off.
Jack Del Rio standing at the 20 with the flag in his hand.
He wants another look at it. Let's see if we can give him one right here. He pulls the ball into his body, and when it hits the ground right there, at first blush, it looks like his hand is underneath the football.
See, I'm not convinced his hand is under the football.
Well, I don't think there's any question that Jack Del Rio has to challenge it. It's close enough to challenge.
A completed pass for a touchdown.
So David Thomas's first NFL touchdown is on hold for a few moments. 11:24 to play. We'll be back. Well, Walt Anderson has made his decision, and now he's going to let us in on it.
I don't think he's going to see
reviewing the
conclusive
play,
proof.
The ruling on the field stands. With this touchdown, Jacksonville is charged with its first timeout.
You got to realize the call on the field was touchdown, which means it was a reception. Walt Anderson would have had to see conclusive proof. Watch Thomas. He's going to get his arm in his hand. He makes an effort there to get him under the football. Remember, the ball is allowed to touch the ground as long as you have it firmly under control. And I just don't think there's any way Walt Anderson could see anything there to overturn the existing call, which was touchdown. Much to Jack Del Rio's chagrin.
David Thomas with his first career NFL touchdown. He has 3 catches, good for 64 yards today.
And after dink, 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 the first time Tom Brady goes down the middle of the field deep, he gets a touchdown out of it.
That was Paul Spicer jumping into the middle of the Patriot line.
False start, number 67, offense. 5-yard penalty. We'll still try.
And Dan Copen induced him. So Gostowski will try this one now from 25 yards out. Kick is up and it is perfect. 17-7. Tom Brady celebrating the touchdown with David Thomas. 11:24 to play, third quarter. 82 and 78-yard drives back-to-back by the New England Patriots. And they own a 17-7 lead. Derek Wimbush is deep. Gostowski's kick will not be brought out. And Jacksonville will start at their own 20-yard line. Tonight on CBS begins with America's #1.
The game plan doesn't change. You're only down 10 points, and there's a whole lot of time left. So that part of it doesn't change. What does change is you haven't made a mistake yet. And now, really, you can't afford one. The Sharks are in the water, and they're wearing white shirts.
Garrard steps out of the pressure, throws over the middle, incomplete. Teddy Bruschi got a hand on it. It'll be 2nd and 10. Jacksonville came into this game having outgained their opponents in 8 straight games. Today, New England has 230 total yards to Jacksonville's 152.
Is New England not, now, and it seems so hard to believe for a team that's won as many Super Bowls as they have won, but are they not the under-the-radar team here in 2006?
You know, I brought that very thing up to Jack Del Rio, and he kind of slapped me down. He said they're not under the radar to me.
Well, I don't. The crowd's expressing their uneasiness, but you've got to try to run the football. You got to put the ball in this guy's hands. You'd like to get a little more yardage out of it. This is Tully Banta-Cain coming from the backside. He's unaccounted for. And if you don't get into the hole quicker, a guy with his speed is going to come right down the line of scrimmage and do what he just did, snuff it.
I'll bet you Tully Banta-Cain remembers that situation with Maurice Jones-Drew for years.
Oh, he'll remember it for the rest of his life. It's not every day you turn a guy loose and watch him run 70-plus yards for a touchdown.
3rd and 9. Jacksonville with just 4 first downs on the day. Need one badly here. Garrard over the middle. Got his man. Across the 40 to the 45. Matt Jones pulled it in. First down, Jaguars.
Oh, and Chad Scott hanging on for dear life. This is 6'6" Matt Jones coming right across the field on a deep crossing pattern. Chad Scott almost makes a play on the ball, but it really a good throw by David Garrard. Put it right on Jones' hands. And oh my, did Jacksonville rather need that big play.
24-yard pickup, first down, their own 45. Play fake, Garrard throwing far side of the field, and that's complete inside the 40 of the Patriots to George Reister, his first catch of the day. 9:38 to play to New York and JB.
Hey, Greg and Dan, boy, talk about a game back for Steve McNair after leaving last week's game with that injured hand. Hooking up nicely here, up top to Demetrius Williams, 25 yards to pay dirt, 21-7 on top of Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Back to Greg and Dan.
Baltimore Ravens getting healthy at just the right time of year. And hot, too. 1st and 10. Jones-Drew. Can't shake that tackle. Artrell Hawkins up from the secondary with the stop.
And Jacksonville facing that 3rd down, converted on a couple of long passes, and all of a sudden they're making something happen here with their first possession of the second half, but it has not been happening on the ground. This New England defense has been smothering Maurice Jones-Drew no matter where he's tried to go.
You know, we talk about dangerous teams this time of year, Dan, and there are a whole handful of them in the AFC that you'd just be scared to death to face at crunch time if you had to.
I agree.
On 2nd and 10, Garrard with protection, runs out of the pocket, slides down at the 35.
Well, the crowd wants a call, but You can't go into your slide that late and expect a defensive guy to miss you. David Garrard wisely heads upfield. And Bantha Kane puts a shoulder into him, but that's just a late slide. That is, you cannot expect a guy not to touch him at all. And quarterbacks wear pads too.
Another big third down facing Garrard. Throws near side. Jones-Drew had it bounce off his hands, incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
Rodney Harrison was all over Maurice Jones-Drew. Even if that had been a completion, I don't think it would have gone for much of anything.
And the field goal unit is coming out here. Josh Scobie lining up for what would be a 54-yard field goal attempt. Call it 53 officially. Here's the kick on its way. It is no good.
Well, now New England's going to get some mighty good field position.
Pretty chancy call by Jack Del Rio. 7:31 to play, third quarter. 10-point lead for New England. One week left in the regular season. All kinds of possibilities still exist. There you see the wild card picture and those still in the hunt. Buffalo and Tennessee doing battle today. The loser of that falls out of the playoff race. And right now, Tennessee is leading it with plenty of time to go. Brady back to work on offense. First down. And as you mentioned, Dan, Patriots with good field position. Their own 43. Brady, lots and lots of time. Now on the run. Slides down at the 46-yard line. You know, the sliding down looks like it's becoming dangerous business.
Well, you know, the whole intent of the hook slide was so that a quarterback could give himself up. And when he gave himself up, you're not allowed to hit him. But giving yourself up can't come at the last nanosecond and expect you to avoid all semblance of contact. You can't ask the impossible.
Tom Brady with a career high 27 yards rushing today. 2nd and 7, pass inside the 40, complete to Daniel Graham. That's enough for a first down, and here comes New England again.
First down.
Again, Tom Brady, even with a 10-point lead, you are what you are. And that is, this is a passing offense. That's their scheme today, predominantly out of the shotgun. You'd think a passing offense wouldn't have a time of possession advantage like they do, but it's a highly controlled passing game.
Jacksonville fans imploring their defense to make a stop. Brady throws far side of the field, complete and out of bounds to Riche Caldwell.
Pass completed to Riche Caldwell. Gain of 7, second down.
This is one of those days that is going to boost Tom Brady's completion percentage, because not very many of his passes have hit the ground.
He is 20 of 26 for 194 yards. On 2nd and 2, this is Childress out of the backfield, and that's complete to the 26-yard line. That's close to another first down, maybe about a yard short.
21 Terry Cousin. Short of the first down, brings up 3rd and 1.
Childress looked like he landed awkwardly there. No hurry to get up, and he's a little, he looks a little tender. He's calling, asking to come out of the game.
Which is the last thing a guy just up from the practice squad wants to do.
No, exactly right.
3rd and 1.
You can see Jacksonville a little more ready on the defensive line. Tom Brady might have been wanting to sneak it, and he found out that they were ready for him.
4 minutes, 52 seconds to play, third quarter. And the Jaguars trying to stack it up against Brady and the New England offense. Third and short. Whistles blow.
We might have had a false start.
It is.
Looked like the tight end to this side for New England might have moved early.
False start, number 82, offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Daniel Graham.
He's right here. See that right there? Yep, there it goes. That flinch. That's more than enough to bring out the flag.
So now it's 3rd and 6 from the 31.
There goes Kevin Falk, clear to the top of your screen.
Brady throwing this side of the field, incomplete. Troy Brown, his intended receiver. And Rashae Caldwell putting up a fuss with the nearest official.
And now it's going to be New England that's going to try a long field goal.
Now Gostowski is connected on a 52-yarder this season.
This will be less than that.
This will be 49 yards. Castle's hold is good. The kick is on the way. It is no good.
He didn't play that draw his.
4:43 to play in the third. Jack Del Rio says, oh, you betcha, we're still alive. Stephen Gostowski had kicked 11 straight field goals, pulled that one just to the left, and now it's the Jaguars who are the beneficiary of good field position at their own 39-yard line. Maurice Jones-Drew up the middle across the 40 to the 42.
Well, here's Gostowski's field goal from behind. He's got a pretty good draw to his kicks. We saw one where he started to the right. Think there are any competitive juices flowing here?
Every point on the board for New England puts them a step closer to the AFC East title.
And Stephen, I think, wisely avoided number 12 when he went over to sit down.
109 yards rushing on the day for Maurice Jones-Drew. Play fake to him this time. Garrard throwing, intercepted. There's a penalty marker down in the backfield as Garrard is flat on his back.
Well, he threw it under duress.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
What a huge penalty against the Patriots. Going to negate that interception. All right, David Garrard plants. He's looking down. He's looking down. And after the fact, did they call Seymour? There's two guys there. Let's see which one of the two actually is going to get called for it. Well, I would think it looks like Seymour and Tully Banta-Cain are the two guys there.
Looks like Richard Seymour.
Yeah, it might have been Seymour.
So this is going to advance the ball all the way to the New England 43.
Well, that's two roughing the passer penalties, one on Clint Ingram, the rookie for Jacksonville, and now one on the Patriots. If you're keeping score at home, you can say things have evened out, but that one negated an INT.
Garrard on the move, near side, looking, throwing deep, has a man open. That's complete inside the 5 to Ernest Wilford. First and goal at the 2 for Jacksonville.
Well, keeping it alive with his feet. That's what David Garrard brings to the quarterback position. He's so dangerous on the move. Breaks containment, but look at the quality of that throw. Yeah, Ernest Wilford has to make an adjustment. He's expecting it over his left shoulder. He's got to go back, turn around, but he got it done.
Meanwhile, Maurice Jones-Drew to the 1.
when your quarterback, and there's a flag on the far side of the field, when your quarterback rolled that far out and throws on the run, you can't quibble about which shoulder the ball arrives on.
David Garrard says it's against New England.
Offside. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. It's still first down.
So the ball moves to the 1-yard line on the penalty, and it's first and goal from the 1. Jones-Drew in the backfield with Derek Wimbush blocking in front of him.
How's that for a power formation?
Jones-Drew straight ahead, touchdown.
No pretense there on the part of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was a here we come right at you formation. Can you stop it?
12th rushing touchdown of the season. His 15th overall. His second of the day.
And down 10 points, throwing an interception, looking bad, all of a sudden transforms itself into, if this is good, a 3-point game.
From looking bad to looking pretty good. Scobie's kick is good. 3 minutes, 6 seconds to play. Third quarter, and the Jaguars pull to within 3. He's a bowling ball, Dan. He's a bowling ball.
He gets in there. He's following some really good blocking, though. That's just excellent power football right off right guard. Kyle Brady, the tight end. Brewski goes flying right over the top. There were no wide receivers on the field for that formation. Nothing but tackles, tight ends, fullbacks, and touchdowns.
15 touchdowns on the season for the youngster. Not bad for a guy who says, you know, coming in, I didn't expect to play much at all. I want to remind you, coming up next, we're not done when we're done here. Carson Palmer and the Cincinnati Bengals take on Jay Cutler and the Denver Broncos, or the Chargers at Seattle against the Seahawks. Check your local listings.
This single weekend every year is the weekend that has the most football games that have playoff implications. It is just loaded up and down the schedule. Games that have to be won if you want to keep the playoff dream alive. Divisions to be won. That's what we're looking at today. A division for New England. Hope for Jacksonville.
Ellis Hobbs going to run it out of his end zone. 20. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. To the outside, across the 30, out to the 35-yard line, and a terrific return from Ellis Hobbs, who ran one back 93 yards against Houston.
Well, first of all, kudos to Hobbs for taking it out of the end zone when he was 4 yards deep. He comes right in behind his wedge. His wedge was stationary, so I'll just knock my wedge down. You don't see that every day. The return man ran into the wedge, flattened one of the wedge guys, and then took off on his own.
We've had a high incidence of teammates bumping into each other today. Under 3 minutes.
You'd like that wedge headed upfield, Greg. You'd like not just standing there.
And once again, the Jacksonville fans are into it. Brady throws near side, and that is complete to David Thomas, his new best friend on the field.
When you have confidence that you can win on the road, and then look at that, the Patriots 5-1 this year on the road, giving up only an average of 11 points a game. That kind of confidence is, this is where it comes home to roost. 17 and a half minutes left in this game in regulation. This is one confident football team.
2nd and 5. Brady on the move, penalty marker flies. That pass incomplete.
Well, that's holding on right tackle Nick Casher. He had a full-blown grab going on there.
Holding number 77, offense. 10-yard penalty. It's still second down.
You know, I called David Thomas Brady's new best friend. He came into this game 6 catches for 76 yards and no touchdowns, and Thomas 4 for 69 and a touch today.
He has certainly joined Brady's bunch. I'm sorry.
2nd and 15. Brady over the middle. Oh, caught across the 40 by Thomas. And about a yard shy, maybe even closer than that, to a first down.
Boy, does Tom deliver this under duress. He has got Jacksonville defenders closing in. Here comes Paul Spicer. Spicer's actually got a hand on him. Marcus Stroud coming in from the other side.
And we're going to get a measurement here. It's that close. How big has David Thomas come up today?
The spot on the field looks like it might be a little short. Bold prediction considering the Chains haven't even left the sidelines yet, but what do I have to lose?
Hey, that's never stopped you. A little short. Let's see what the Jaguars do about the possibility of a Tom Brady quarterback sneak.
Well, you're ahead by 3. You're going to just not do anything crazy here. All you want to do is move these chains, keep them moving. I don't think the quarterback sneak's going to be an option. It looked to me like last time Jacksonville was ready for it. They forced a New England timeout.
Dillon and Heath Evans in the backfield. Dillon, first down to midfield.
Don't put your head up against the immovable object. If they're going to play the gap in the two, look at those 2 tackles right on the shoulder of the center. If they're going to be in there, go ahead and run off tackle, and that's exactly what the Patriots did. Heath Evans, the lead blocker, couldn't even find anybody to hit. Right behind Matt Light and Logan Mankins.
New England continues to dominate in time of possession, but they lead by just 3 on the board. First down from midfield. Brady to throw. Maroney. Hit hard, spins off the tackler to the 46-yard line. We go to JB in New York. James.
Hey, Greg, Maurice Jones-Drew's crosstown rival in college when he was at UCLA. Of course, Reggie Bush at USC, 1-yard score, career-high 91 rushing yards. Greg, 20-7 Saints on top of the Giants at the Meadowlands. Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf.
And you see there, thank you, JB, the Saints can clinch a first-round bye with a win and with a loss by the Dallas Cowboys. Corey Dillon back into the backfield on 2nd and 6. Dillon brought to a stop at the 43, and with that, time will wind down here in the 3rd quarter. We come to the end of 3. The Jags trailing 17-14. We're back after this message and a word from your local station. Brady gonna throw for the end zone. Diving catch and a touchdown. Happy holidays, everyone, to you and yours. Those are the guys who conducted the flyover at the start of our game today. Nice they can come back and catch the rest of it. First view was a little high up and quick. 3rd and 3 as we start the 4th quarter. Quick pass out to the side. Great play on the side by Chet Jackson made the catch. Gerald Sensabaugh made the hit.
Well, that's called sitting on a route. Gerald Sensabaugh, the strong safety. He's got man coverage on this, and boy, talk about squaring up, going upfield and going right through your guy. Chad Jackson never gets an opportunity to plant his feet and head upfield.
So Todd Sauerbrunn ready to kick it to Alvin Pearman. Fair catch. Dropped it and picked it up at the 10. David Garrard back to work, trailing by 3. Most of the fourth quarter ahead of him. 14-16 to play, fourth quarter. David Garrard and the Jaguars start from their own 10-yard line. Pretty dominant Jaguars in scoring in the fourth quarter over their last 6 games. This is Maurice Jones-Drew for a couple. Let's go back to the third quarter, Dan.
Well, it started out with a touchdown from Tom Brady. He finds David Thomas. The rookie gets his first touchdown. Then we had a couple of missed field goals. First, Scobie misses it, pushes it to the right. Then hooking it to the left is Gostkowski. And boy, that didn't sit well with Tom Brady. He put together a good drive to get him there. David Garrard throws an interception, but it was roughing the passer, kept the drive alive, and then Jones-Drew finished it off with a touchdown that got Jacksonville within 3.
And we come back with Jones-Drew out to the 18-yard line. That'll leave Jacksonville 2 yards shy of a first down, 13.5 minutes to play. Jacksonville staring their season right square in the eye right now, Dan.
And they're going to a passing formation as Reggie Williams, Matt Jones and company come in, and they're going to spread the field.
Garrard throwing, that's complete. Matt Jones, first down to the 23. To JB in New York for an NFL Today update.
Hey, Greg, what did Dan Dierdorf say? Surprise, surprise, passing game. Yep, look at Manning. Familiar hookup, 105th hookup there to Marvin Harrison. Peyton Manning tied Joe Montana 7th all-time with 273 touchdown passes, all tied at 24 late in the fourth. Back to Greg and Dan.
All right, JB, thank you. And as you see there, the Bolts can clinch a first-round bye with a win and a Baltimore loss, although at last report, Baltimore leading Pittsburgh.
Right now, Jacksonville looking at a whole bunch of green in front of them before they get into scoring position, and not doing much on first down is not a help. Right now in this second half, Maurice Jones-Drew has had tough sledding. This offensive line is not finding much of a crack in this New England defense running the ball.
Second and 10. Here comes the blitz. Garrard on the move, trying to find running room, and hit and knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line on the far side of the field. Asante Samuel, Rodney Harrison with the chase on that side. 3rd and 3.
And that is really the difference right there in what David Garrard can bring to the position over Byron Leftwich is his ability to get outside the pocket and make something happen. Now what he has to watch out for is making a bad decision once he gets outside that pocket. He's made one so far but didn't have to pay for it because a New England penalty negated the interception. But again, they converted one just a moment ago, now another critical 3rd down.
We get a whistle.
This is the first charge timeout.
And a timeout. Jacksonville.
11:08
to play. Fourth quarter. .1108 to play, fourth quarter. David Garrard on the left. Byron Leftwich, the starter at the beginning of the season, played 6 games before being knocked out for the remainder of the year. Looking on. 3rd and 3. And they're going to try to run it. And that's going nowhere. Ty Warren all over Maurice Jones-Drew.
Well, you can't blame the call. Try to get the ball into the hands of your biggest playmaker, and that is number 32. Just New England really did a good job of honoring their gaps, their responsibilities. And now the pressure is going to go squarely on the shoulders of Jacksonville's defense.
High kick by Hansen. This is Kevin Falk. Falk sliding down across the 30-yard line. And once again, Tom Brady and his offensive partners. Jacksonville fans trying to inspire their defense. They need a stop. 10:29 to play, fourth quarter, the season on the line. Tom Brady having a masterful day at quarterback. Running out of time, slips to his left, throws over the middle, finds his target. Jabbar Gaffney, who has had a big day receiving. That's a first down for New England.
Well, that was really good work by Tom Brady, buying some extra time, leaving the pocket. Straight four-man rush for Jacksonville, but he gets a little pressure from his left, but look how he squares up. Look how he's able to go ahead, step into the throw, and that's a beautiful strike downfield. Again, though, shotgun on first down, almost exclusively the entire day.
Throwing near side this time, diving attempt. Doesn't come up with it. Rashae Caldwell, the intended receiver.
Boy, it's always touchy when you go after Rashean Mathis. If I was Tom Brady, and of course I'm not, but I'd sure be looking at a lot of the field that didn't involve throwing it at number 27. He is a ball magnet with 7 interceptions.
And headed for the Pro Bowl. 2nd and 10. Brady incomplete. Once again, Rashae Caldwell, the intended receiver. 3rd and 10.
So it's the offense that New England has been running all day, throwing the football, but in protecting a lead, as you can see, these incompletions aren't burning up any time.
Brady throwing far side of the field and overthrew Troy Brown.
Well, kudos to Jacksonville's defense. Their offense couldn't get it done, and they force a New England punt. Still alive.
Back to receive is Rashean Mathis, number 27. Sauerbrunn will get it away. Mathis makes the catch and is immediately hit at his own 18-yard line. Ellis Hobbs with the special teams tackle. 9:18 to play in the fourth. Jacksonville Jaguars with their season on the line.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people asking for that present this year.
There are only so many to go around. First down, Garrard and the Jaguars from their own 18. Straight drop, good protection. The pass is knocked down before it got to his intended receiver, George Reister. To New York and JB.
Hey, Greg and Dan, Texans for the first time ever have beaten the Indianapolis Colts. Chris Brown, 48-yard field goal, that with no time left. Colts fall 27-24 to Houston, and they now drop to 11-4. Greg Gumbel, Dan Dierdorf.
If you can be 11-4 and leaking oil, the Colts are doing.
On 2nd and 10, Garrard under pressure. Finally got rid of it, has a man out here and overthrew Maurice Jones-Drew. Terrific effort by David Garrard, who couldn't make it happen. 3rd and 10.
Third down.
Well, you're right, Greg, when you called it a terrific effort. That's exactly what it was. You can't find a receiver, but again, look, great awareness and staying alive and falling backwards. That's not a risky pass because he identified that Drew was out there all by himself, but impossible to get any touch on the ball. He was falling backwards with a helmet in his chest at the time of the throw.
Now 3rd and 10. Garrard throws short of the 1st down, and that's not going to get it done. Reggie Williams made the catch, and he'll be about 3 yards short of the 1st down.
Well, sometimes when you're forced out of the pocket, your options really dwindle. And you know, you might be inclined to say, well, what do you bother throwing it to someone who's short of the 1st down? Sometimes that's all you have. And I think in that situation, that's all that David Garrard had in front of him.
Chris Hansen kicks it away to Kevin Falk. Fair catch called for and made at the 32-yard line. So the exchange of punts, and once again, the pressure falls to the Jacksonville defense.
Somebody ought to tell Tom Brady it's time to go play here.
Welcome and happy holidays to those of you joining us here at Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville, where New England leads the Jaguars 17-14, just under 8.5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Tom Brady has been masterful. 228 yards and a touchdown, and the give is to Corey Dillon for very little gain. New England victory today gives the Patriots their 5th AFC East championship in 6 years.
And right there, Bill Belichick made a decision. Let's work on the clock. One of the rare times on 1st down in this entire game that New England didn't operate from the shotgun. They went ahead and handed it to Corey Dillon. Try to grind a little this baby up.
Meanwhile, Jacksonville victory today is a must. On 2nd and 9, quick pass outside, complete to Richey Caldwell. And as we come up on 7.5 to play, the Patriots are looking at 3rd down.
And that pass you just saw, very indicative of what the Patriots have been doing all day. It's been a real possession passing game. Only once did Tom really go downfield in an attempt to really complete a tight one, and he got a touchdown pass to his tight end, David Thomas.
Big 3rd and 6 here. Brady with room to run. Has the 1st down as he dives.
Oh, did he get
to
hit?
The 43.
Is he all right? He got hit hard. Looked like Clint Ingram, the linebacker, and Tom Brady's hurt.
Brady has been doing that all day long. He's carried 7 times for a career-high 33 yards, but this is a tough ending here.
Oh, right in the back. He takes a helmet from Clint Ingram. Tom's going down. He turns his back, and he gets speared right in the back by Clint Ingram.
Matt Castle is the backup quarterback for the New England Patriots. He's in his 2nd season out of USC,
where he was the epitome of a backup quarterback. All he did was back up Heisman Trophy winners, and this guy was a backup to both Matt Leinart and Carson Palmer at USC. The good news is Tom Brady looks like he's all right, but he's got to sit out this play.
1st down. This is Corey Dillon. And Dillon across the 45 to the 47. And Brady is back. We have a penalty marker down.
Defense, 12 men. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
How do you get caught with 12 men on the field? In this situation, they must have been so pleased that Tom Brady was on the sideline. Somebody makes a mad run for it at the end. That's Tony Gilbert, the linebacker. They'll take it back. That's Brian Ewu. I'm sorry, number 59.
So it's 1st and 5. Clock continues to move, coming up on 6:20 to play. Brady throwing up the seam, got his man inside the 35. It's Daniel Graham, another first down for New England.
Oh, to have a quarterback you have so much confidence in that even trying to protect the lead on first down, you let him go downfield with the football and throw it. Every instinct is to hand it off, run out the clock, but instead, on a nice little post pattern to Daniel Graham, Tom Brady throws a strike. It's a luxury to have a quarterback you trust that much.
Coming up on 5.5 to play. New England has thrown 19 times on first down. This is Maroney to the 32.
Ball carrier 39, Lawrence Maroney. Ball down by
And Jacksonville only has one timeout remaining. They used one, they lost one on an unsuccessful challenge. And there's a lot of clock watching going on now by everybody here at Alltel Stadium.
New England has dominated time of possession throughout the day. David Garrard just hoping for another shot. Jumping on the near side of the Jaguars. Penalty markers fly. It was Bobby McCray.
Offside, number 93, defense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Now the thing is, the Jaguars can afford to give up a field goal here. What they can't afford is time off the clock.
Nor can they afford to give up a touchdown. You're right, the field goal only makes it a 6-point game. They can right now, that is a very attractive option. The bad news is, if in giving up
Number
that
50
field goal
is reporting as eligible, number 50.
If in giving up that field goal, New England is able to run another 3 minutes off the clock.
Linebacker Mike Vrabel has checked in as an eligible receiver, but the give is to Maroney, left side, and there he goes to the end zone. Touchdown, New England. "27 yards.
And completely untouched. Some running plays are executed to perfection. This is one of them. Confidence in the rookie. Let him have the football because he's got explosive speed. But wow, was that picture-perfect blocking in front of Maroney.
Maroney's 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Gostowski for the extra point and a 10-point lead. And it's good. When they needed it, New England comes up with a 68-yard drive.
Let's go behind Thomas. Let's go behind Graham. Heath Evans out in front gets a nice lead block on Fudge. And Lawrence Maroney, that is just too easy. If this was flag football, they'd still be flying at his waist.
Mike Vrabel had checked in as an eligible receiver and becomes the designated cheerleader.
Well, he's a defensive guy, and now they get to protect a 10-point lead.
Jacksonville arrived in the stadium today with the number 2 defense in the NFL, allowing 270 yards a game. New England today has chalked up 363.
And it has been mostly through a very, even though we saw that touchdown run, it's been through a very high percentage managed passing game by Tom Brady.
And Maurice Jones-Drew is now back to receive the kickoff for Jacksonville.
Well, you got to put the ball in the hands of your most explosive player every opportunity you get.
He has a touchdown return against Indianapolis just a few weeks ago. Bouncing the ball, and it rolls out of bounds. While we have a moment. On Christmas night, CBS has the gift that will keep you laughing all night long. 3 hilarious episodes of How I Met Your Mother. Celebrate the holiday on CBS Merry Monday.
That was a very smart play right there by Maurice Jones-Drew, letting that ball go out of bounds. He thought about picking it up somewhere around the 15, and then he played the odds. It was headed towards the sideline. It paid off now. It moves all the way up to the 40.
And no time off the clock. 4:36 remaining. Jacksonville with only 1 timeout available. And down 10 points. Garrard under center. On the move, shovels it out to Kyle Brady. And Brady is brought down just short of the 45-yard line. Tully Banta Kane in on the stop. 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. The clock ticking away on Jacksonville's season.
Get back in that huddle. Get in and out of this huddle with a little urgency.
Garrard on the move. Markers down. 2 markers down. He's out of bounds at the first down marker, but let's check the flag.
Oh, this is holding on Chris Naoli, the right guard.
Holding, number 65, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Your quarterback is flushed from the pocket. He runs to the outside. Your guy reacts to it, and when he tries to leave you, you run with him. You don't grab him.
I love standing next to the voice of experience in the booth.
Well, you get a little surprised because, you know, you're protecting the pocket. So you think the quarterback's at a certain place. So when he runs, all of a sudden the guy in front of you is running at an angle that you're not used to it. And that time, Naoli just reached out and really horse-collared him.
Results in a 2nd and 16. The give is to Jones-Drew. Trying to find running room. Bursts through a hole across the 45 to the 47. And comes up about 3 yards short of a first down. 3:40 to play, and the clock is moving.
What a special season this young man right here has had and is still in the process of having for the Jacksonville Jaguars. A 2nd-round draft choice out of UCLA. He's special.
131 yards rushing today. 3rd down, pass to the near side. That's complete, enough for a first down and out of bounds to George Reister at the 42. Stops the clock with 3:19 to play.
And right now, Jacksonville can be
37, defense. The penalty is declined. First down.
Rodney Harrison offside. That penalty is declined by Jacksonville.
And Jacksonville is being smart here. They're not trying to get it all in one play. They're not trying to just throw 3 or 4 bombs downfield and trying to get it all. But they can't afford many 1 or 2 yard pickups where the clock continues to run. Again, with only 1 timeout left.
Garrard to Jones-Drew. Looking for the sidelines and out of bounds at the 33. 3:12 on the clock. Jacksonville has only made 1 trip into the red zone today and has scored a touchdown.
New England has, while he hasn't made a lot of big plays today, New England's been buoyed by the return of Rodney Harrison after missing 6 games. Their All-Pro is back and in uniform today, and that's good news for them down the stretch.
Garrard to throw on 2nd and 1, and that's complete. This is Mac Jones to the end zone for a touchdown. Jacksonville still very much alive.
That was very impressive work by David Garrard. That was really impressive. Didn't take chances, managed the offense really well, and took the shot when he had a chance.
33 yards on the pitch and catch for the touchdown. Scobie for the extra point. And Jacksonville is within a field goal.
Outstanding pass protection. Seymour elevates to try to get it, but then the missed tackle right there. Ellis Hobbs can't bring Matt Jones down, and it ends up being a Jacksonville TD. Hobbs is 27, his responsibility. He just breaks way too far to the outside and misjudges Matt Jones' speed back to the inside. Now, if you're Jacksonville right here now, they've got a decision to make, Greg, about whether to kick it away or whether to go for an onside kick. Because they only have one timeout and the 2-minute warning, you know, they run the risk of kicking it away and having a whole lot of clock disappear. They've got to seriously be considering going for the onside kick. And especially with number 12 at quarterback, I'm not sure I'd give him a chance to
find the end zone again.
To get a first down and destroy the clock.
Lawrence Maroney, the rookie. Not expecting a deep kick.
This is a real tweener here with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left on the clock. If you had all 3 timeouts left, I'd say kick it away. But seeing you only have one, then you'll get a stoppage with a 2-minute warning. But that's the X factor, number 12.
See what Jacksonville has in mind. They kick it deep. Maroney is going to return this one from the 5. Going across the field and is down at about the 15-yard line. Brian Ewu with the tackle, and here comes Tom Brady.
And if you're asking something of the Jaguars, you're asking it of your number 1 unit. The strength of this team always has been and continues to be its defensive football team. And right now you're asking them to come up big.
New England with 2 timeouts remaining. Jacksonville has 1 plus the 2-minute warning. Dillon and Evans in the backfield. This is Corey Dillon, left side and down at about the 16. Tony Gilbert with the stop.
And Jacksonville's going to save their timeout. It's just that you know that New England won't be afraid to put it in the air.
Welcome to those of you joining us here in Jacksonville. A David Garrard to Matt Jones touchdown pass has pulled the Jaguars to within 3. 2:20 to play. Jacksonville has 1 timeout. Dillon wrapped up at the 13 by Bobby McCray. And we get the Jacksonville Jaguars calling timeout, their 3rd and final timeout.
Well, New England on both of these plays has Tom Brady under center. They haven't spent much of the game in that formation, and there was no shot here. Bobby McCray upfield, Dillon had nowhere to go.
Tom Brady has been terrific. 249 yards and a touchdown. Maurice Jones-Drew has been equally terrific with 172 total yards and 2 touchdowns rushing. New England has dominated, but they lead by just 3 with 2:07 to play.
And for one of the very few occasions in this game, New England is facing a 3rd and long. They've been very good on 1st down in this game, and they haven't been in this situation much at all.
A loss doesn't eliminate Jacksonville from the playoffs, but it dims their hopes considerably. 3rd and 11. Deep drop for Brady. Throwing, far side, incomplete, overthrew his intended receiver, Troy Brown.
Well, Jack Del Rio kicked it away, counting on his defense, and they came through for him. And when I saw this initially, I thought this was going to be a first down, because Troy Brown is wide open, and Tom overthrows him. Troy Brown was wide open.
Rashean Mathis is at midfield. Todd Sauerbrunn has been averaging 33 yards a punt in this, his first game with New England. Gets off a terrific kick here. Mathis, fair catch called for and made at his own 45-yard line. 1:55 to play. Jacksonville with the ball when we come back. The Jaguars need to advance the football 20 yards to the 35 in order to give Josh Scobie a shot at a 52 or 53-yard field goal. He missed from 53 yards earlier in this game.
I'd like my kicker to try one from a little shorter than that.
Garrard running out of time. Still on his feet and tried to throw it. Is that a fumble? It goes over to the New England Patriots.
He's maintaining that he was trying to throw the football away.
Jarvis Green made the hit. Rodney Harrison made the recovery.
This is going to be very critical, the arm movement here of David Garrard. He escapes pressure. Whoa, he gets the ball swatted away by Green. Is it before he starts?
Fumble, recovery by New England. First down.
I think that ball got swatted out of there before David Garrard's. Oh, that is so close.
And upstairs, less than 2 minutes, they will automatically review this play.
Oh, and they have to do it. I don't think there's any question.
Play is being reviewed.
Yeah, there's no doubt of that.
Garrard cocked his arm. The question is whether or not it was coming forward.
From that angle, it is so hard to tell. And it might be the better angle.
Wow.
It almost looked like he did start a forward motion with his arm before Jarvis Green hits it. Again, another look at it. It's back.
And as you mentioned, the ruling on the field is a fumble.
The question is, was he going to throw the football? It starts forward. It looked to me like he started a forward motion before Jarvis Green knocked the ball from his grasp.
No, I don't think the tuck rule applies here because it doesn't appear that he was trying to pull it down. Jarvis Green gets to him. Oh. Question is, was his arm going forward, or was the hit causing his arm to go
see,
forward?
what I can't tell is if his arm movement might not have been caused by Jarvis Green striking his forearm. Walt Anderson, keep in mind, everybody, must see something definitive that overturns the call on the field, which was fumble.
We're going to find out what he's seen right now.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
And I totally see where Walt's coming from. The last time we looked at it, it almost looked like the hit by Green actually caused the arm movement on the part of David Garrard. Again, watch it again. Does Jarvis Green hitting David Garrard on the right forearm here? That's so close. And Walt Anderson clearly just said, I can't see enough to overturn the call on the field.
And that is going to secure the AFC East Championship for Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots.
And it sends the Jacksonville Jaguars to a really bad place.
We have the opportunity to remind you the executive producers of the NFL on CBS are Sean McManus and Tony Petitti. Today's game produced by Mark Wolf and directed by Bob Fishman. The senior producer of CBS Sports in the NFL Today is Eric Mann. The director is Bob Matina. The coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Harold Bryant. The associate directors of today's game, Ryan Galvin and Joe Zapula. Our broadcast associates, Bill Thayer and John Morales. The technical manager is Jim Baker. The technical director is Dennis Stone. And the audio supervisor is Kevin Little.
And
Thank
kudos,
you, one and all.
Yeah, and kudos to our entire crew for giving up your Christmas Eve to be away from your families to cover this game today. It's happening all around the NFL, and that's the tough part of our job, being away on a special day like this.
And in these final 40 seconds, once again, we'd like to extend to all of you our very best wishes for a happy holiday. The Jacksonville Jaguars' playoff hopes taking a severe hit as they fall to 8-7, while the New England Patriots improve to 11-4 and win the AFC East Championship for the 5th time in 6 years.
Well, I really credit Jacksonville for the way they fought back into it with that touchdown drive late in the game to make it a 3-point game. And then they had a chance to tie it or win it. And but again, how many times over the years are we going to watch the New England Patriots when their back's up against it? They're the one who make the big plays.
And
that's after a while, Greg, you know, it's just